So this is my review on Iron Man 2, the sequel to 2008's Iron Man movie. And, this one actually is the only Marvel movie that I don't think actually sucks. Wait, I take it back, let me rephrase that. This is the only Marvel movie that I believe I've apparently... what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, this is the only Marvel movie that I feel like that is actually good in finish. Seeing I use those words right here. Yeah, those were the words I'm looking for. This is the only Marvel movie that seems finished and actually seems like actual finished quality. And a big part of the reason is because this is the only one when the color is right in each frame of the film. The night scenes look like night scenes, the day scenes look like day scenes. And Iron Man's suit is this is the first time and last time in the Marvel Studio MCU, also known as Marvel Studios, Marvel Cinematic Universe stands for MCU, is what the MCU stands for. Is the only time and last time and first time that we'll see what Iron Man's color scheme looks like on his costume, and it's hot red. It's actually hot red. This is the only time that it actually looks like red. Like a hot red. Like a bright red. Like the kind of red cherries are. So, yeah. And his costume actually stands out from everything else, and his costume, it really captures your eye, and it draws your screen, draws you in with his attention to detail of his color scheme. And in fact, all of the colors, I think so. Because this is the only one that has proper color in the film. All these proper colors in the right kind of type of color temperature. Each frame of the scene is in the right proper color temperature, and it's so much easier. It's completely easy for you to forgive the flaws with the film, how Iron Man doesn't always. Even though he's saying something funny that's supposed to be funny, it really isn't funny. It's just kind of annoying. So the times that he just needs to shut because he's his timing of his comedic timing is off. So and it's not the best moment to make a joke or sometimes. And the same goes for his happy. And that's pretty much it. In terms of that's as many problems I feel like with the film. So yeah, those are So the point is, this film does have problems, but these are unnoticeable. But the color looks so good, and so easy to get engaged because the color schemes are in each color is in the right spot, and the shadows look like actual shadows. Wow, the shadows look like shadows. They're black. Oh, thank God. So, because all the colors are in the right spots, in the right areas of the screen in each frame, it's so much easier for you to just forgive all the flaws and just give it say this is a 10 out of 10. Because it is a 10 out of 10. Iron Man 2 is a 10 out of 10, so that's why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, because it was just that much fun, and it gets better as it is, and it does, the problems that it has in the film becomes less consistent with showing those problems, and kind of eliminates those problems as it gets more to the 3-act structure of the film as it gets closer and closer to the end. So Iron Man 2, the story is about this guy called Ivan, played by Mickey Roy. His father passes away due to some sort of sickness that we're not really clear in Russia. Turns out he he was deport. He was basically kicked out of America and had to live the rest of his days in Letra, and that was the best place to raise a kid. Raise the only child. Raise a kid. And the reason why he's there because of Howard Stark, because he couldn't deliver on what he said he was going to do. So Howard Stark, like father, like son, is absolutely prick. So yeah, it's kind of funny in a way, ironic hindsight sort of way. Yeah. So Tony learns this from Nick Fury and from other information he gathers on the guy after the guy goes toe to toe him on this racetrack that goes south very quickly, and Ivan takes these like electric whips, and it's like whips each car in half and tolls it each pod, and so that's how they run into each other. So anyway, he actually made this suit that is similar to his Tony's suit, and he got the tech and the design from his father that worked at Stark Industry for a while. So in a way, so basically, Tony's suit was a coincidence. Was like how it came up with the design was basically a coincidence because it wasn't really a new design. It was more of a old design that wasn't ranked to because of the time, because of the technology limited to the time that his father comes from, is why Ivan's father couldn't make the suits. And I guess it's kind of like so Ivan makes the suit in modern day after 26 at the same day that he reveals himself. Tony reveals himself that he is Iron Man and Tony are the same person. And then 6 months pass, and Ivan goes to America to humiliate Tony Stark, and that's how he gets on the racetrack. I know notice how I haven't talked about that much about Tony and more about the villain. Well, that's because Tony's more painted as the villain of the film, at least in the first act, and also in the second act. And it's look in the very beginning from Vinny villain. Oh fuck! I repeat myself too many times. Now, I just forgot what I was talking about in this point in the movie. So yeah, villain. Tony's mostly painted as the villain of the story, and Ivan is more painted as the sympathetic, tragic character we're supposed to root for. And for the most part, but it kind of shines away as it gets more closer to the third act. The reverse happens, where Tony's more painted as the sympathetic character, and Ivan's more painted as villain as it comes more towards the third act. Sort of like Michael Keaton's Batman movie, the one from 1989, which Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Similar to that. So, which then we did this concept before. Because it came out before this movie came out in 2010. This movie was made in 2010. So yeah, so it's Tony does a lot of dumbass things in this movie. So you're wondering what the fuck is wrong with him, wondering if he's doesn't care, or if he's just so far up his own ass, or both, or he has short-term memory. You just don't know what's wrong with him. Why is he making all these dumbass decisions? Because he's selling all of his stuff, and he gives his girlfriend strawberries after he makes her the CEO for his company, Stark Enterprise. And that's the only thing in the world that she's allergic to is strawberries. And he brings us to her, and this is after he brings that to her, and after he's trying to tell her that he needs her in his life and that he's dying. Yeah, he's dying because of the because the thing that because due to and the use of the he's dying because the arc reactor in his chest that's keeping him alive is also slowly killing him, making his blood kind of and poisons his blood cells and blood system and his blood and stuff, and that's why he's kind of why he since I like kind of hinted that way. That's why he's doing all these really dumbass decisions. I guess, but that's really not a good excuse. Like selling his all of a sudden his go CEO coming then trashing his place while he's wasted on too much champagne on his birthday, and then really has to whip his ass and in the Iron Man in one of his suits, and then steals it. Therefore, he took his suit. You know, this wouldn't have happened if Tony just decided to maybe consider not taking Romanoff's advice about because when she she took his advice about if this about her question about this being his last birthday party and what would she do if it was his last birthday party ever going to have. She said basically she said she'd do whatever she wanted and was while having sex whoever she wants to have with. So she said do less, but I'm pretty sure we know what that means. So yeah, so he gets wasted and it's just kind of a sad sight. Funny. It's just kind of pathetic. Like how he's behaving. It's just really kind of sad and also kind of funny. Very so many conflicting emotions going through what you're saying because and this is what like lets him lose his trust with Rhodey. Rhodey loses trust and faith in him, and also the government and the politics and everyone else and Marines start losing the trust in him because of this decision. Rhodey got the piece of his Iron Man tech. His unfinished Mark II, which has bugs. Why not take the Mark III instead of the Mark II? Or the Mark IV? Because here's kind of the problem with Mark II and Mark I. Even though they're as cool as they are, and yeah, Rhodey takes Mark II, that one can't go in space because it freezes. And I'm going to call bullshit on Rhodey. Rhodey should take his suit because it doesn't fit with the logic of the first Iron Man movie. Because if he took his Mark I suit, that I guess that could make sense because he built that in a cave and have scraps. But the Mark II and III, he built that in his own office in his building that he lives in. And the reason why he wouldn't give Rhodey a suit in the first one and he has a suit in this one is the same suit he wanted to wear in the first one, and he couldn't wear it because there wait, I'm thinking of the third one. When he said the suits are encrypted to him only. So, the first two would happen before he encrypted the suits to himself only. So, which might have been a more handy thing to do that in the earlier installments, if he did that for himself. But no, he's like more focused on living life to the fullest and being a complete asshole doing it. Basically, this is what we call children trolling. This is what we call trolling children now. Audience, this is trolling basically. This is what Tony's doing. Yeah, he just does a lot of trolling and being an ass, making an ass of himself, and showing what an ass he can be. And sometimes he can come across as punchable in the face. Because some of the things he's taking, decisions are not only decisions, stupid decisions, a good chunk of them, but all of them, more or less. But at that point, you like how like the extent he's taken these dumbass decisions in life are so dumb. You really wonder, maybe Beavis and Butthead should have been the Iron Man. Like, their stupid decisions are like so punchable. He's like and dumb because it's like Beavis and Butthead level at making them look like Einstein compared to Tony. So as in confidence, and now was confident, also smart and intelligent. So it's one of those things. Tony's definitely one of the best parts of this film, but he's also kind of the worst part. One of the worst parts of this movie, because he's basically in this movie he's kind of the Jar Jar Binks of his own movie. That's a Phantom Menace, Star Wars Phantom Menace reference. That's just some orange alien with bunny ears. And that would be yeah, he's kind of like, he's like kind of like himself. He's like he acts. The decisions he's made sounds like decisions that he would make for a dumbass decision, but also like the level of stupid and irresponsible he makes them at is like at Jar Jar Binks level of dumb and stupid. That's the level he takes these dumbass decisions at. So yeah, and there's a lot of that. That's majority of what he does in this movie. He doesn't like really say, well, no, he's not going to do that much of that until the third act, after he fixes the problem with his heart reactor. After Nick Fury basically puts him on house arrest. Until he fixes the problem with his heart reactor, so it doesn't kill him. He leaves the house, by the way, was even though Coulson says like that he's like if he leaves the house at all, the premier area at all, or contact with the outside world, he's going to basically tase him, and they're supposed to grab a shield agent. He easily leaves the house unguarded and goes to Pepper Potts, and that's when he brings the strawberries that the ones she's allergic to. So, but because he did that, he found the solution to the problem that was on this little model of the giant heart reactor, and he takes he scans the thing model and actually finds the answer is in the model in the model somehow, and figures the solution out that rediscovers it that his father Howard was working on, and figures out the problem, and then makes the new arc reactor for his heart. And makes a new brand new one that won't kill him, supposedly, but Jarvis has to run some tests. That's his AI, also known as his personal butler. Also known as one of his, also known as probably his best friend. Yeah, so, yeah. Also his security to his house and to everything that he holds dear. So... Yes, that's who Jarvis is. That's the Vince area. So, he gets a call from Ivan after he kills a bunch of people. Ivan does kill a bunch of people and then calls Tony and tell him that he's going to like destroy his life, like his father did to his father, which also affected him, Ivan, and by destroying his legacy tonight. So Tony just says, so Tony's just buying time, saying that's great, that's we should do it, let's go toe to toe, win and win, as he says. He's just trying to stall so he can track his location while the phone call is going on. That Ivan, when Ivan called him, he started recording trying to find Ivan's location and try and track where the call is coming from, and he almost got it. The location now, but he was like at least at 99% of like finding the location, but 99% is not good enough because he was actually like because but luckily he found out that Hammer Tech is where the call's coming from. And also, Hammer Tech, like where they're going to be at tonight. Hammer Tech, where they're going to be at tonight is like it's close where the call's coming from. So he decides to suit up and tells Jarvis to stop running the test and get the suit ready. And well, the hot reactor is now right in his own chest. So he wants Jarvis to run the test while the high reactor is in the chest, and while writing the suit because he doesn't want, because he knows because he's has this gut feeling that he's not going he doesn't have enough time, and yeah, so so this is getting exciting, you know. So he arrives before anything happens, and he lists Tony by Rhodey in on why he's there, and that Ivan's alive. He's working with Hammer. So he decides to ask Hammer a question. Where's Ivan? Hammer just plays dumb, which is and then things go south because Ivan hacks the tech that Rhodey's in, also all the drones are made out of, and takes control of Rhodey and the drones to kill Tony, and Tony just has to bail and outrun all of them, including Rhodey. So things go south really fast, and this chase goes on for a while. He basically destroys all the drone, but Rhodey's still catching up to him. Meanwhile, Romanoff changes into a Black Widow costume after interrogating Hammer really easily. And really easily. This is after she interrogates Hammer and goes after Ivan and has convince Happy to drive her to Ivan's location where Ivan's being kept at Hammer Tech. So she kills and kicks ass upon a bunch of guards, and while Happy just took out one. And it's a really cool action scene. A lot of this action is really cool in this movie. Pretty much all the action is cool in this movie. Actually, all of it is cool. Definitely, yeah, all of it. So, she makes it to the security room where Ivan was supposed to be. Then he disappeared when she got there. So she starts hacking Rhodey's suit to reboot it so Rhodey can be in control again. And she succeeds in the time before Rhodey kills Tony out of his control. And without his free will. So, because because I guess the suit is now on autopilot, I guess. I guess the suits were on autopilot when he's programmed on the mission to kill. I guess the suits weren't being controlled by Ivan, but yes, on autopilot. But he programmed the suits to kill Tony, and it didn't really work because Romanoff, all the drones got destroyed by Tony outsmarting the drones, and Rhodey got control of his own suit with the help of Black Widow, hacking Rhodey's armor and rebooting it. So, then Pepper overhears and finds out that Tony was dying and pissed at him. And then Romanoff puts 2 and 2 together. They're actually dating. And tells them to save her for the honeymoon. So, which is quite a funny scene. Yeah. And Romanoff is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent that works for Nick Fury and who is Black Widow and was undercover to be Pepper's assistant. Now she's the new CEO, and also Tony's